What's up, man? I was at your self-defense seminar yesterday, and I just have a technical clarification I need to ask. When someone pulls your hair, you said to go for the eyes. Do you go for both eyes simultaneously, or just go on one?
I'm focusing on one hard, man. I'm trying to drive this finger through your brain.
Right.
Just whoop. Maybe you get a nut shot off. Depending where the hair. If they bring the head down, go for the nut shot. But that was just something quick off the top of the mind. I do have a series coming out on self-defense. It's gonna feature all types of scenarios, and I'm gonna actually do the movements and bust people up so people get to see what it looks like in real life scenarios.
I was just asking. My grandmother wanted to know. So, are there two types of fighters in MMA? Are there athletes who compete, and are there fighters? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and there's that's one way of putting it. There's guys that are just athletically gifted. That when they get hit, you see things start to change up, and the performance starts to slowly go down. They get a little tired, they start to go down. There's guys that are not that good of an athlete, but when they get hit, they wake the fuck up. And then there's the third type of fighter that's athletic and can fight, man. He's got it in him, And those are the guys you got to be worried about, The guys that are athletic and they're fucking dogs,
Where would you put Darren Till on that spectrum?
He's pretty game, Is he an athlete? He's pretty athletic too. He's got pop. I'd say he's big and he hits hard. So he's definitely not a bad athlete. I don't know if he's a great athlete, but he's not a bad athlete.
In a world of the UFC where it's like more fighters are talking shit to each other to just hyper fight, is it nice to be involved where it's like, hey, I just want to fight, you want to fight, let's get it on? Is it refreshing to be part of that?
I love it. Let's just fight. If you have real problems with somebody because whatever, you were gym buddies and this guy fucking stole your gloves or something and now it's a real thing, cool, I get it. And then two guys are heated, John Jones and DC didn't like each other from forever. We all get that, but everybody trying to do it, everybody talking about each other's mothers or religions, it's fucking corny, man. If you're 17 years old and around that age, yeah, I get it. You like that shit. That's the age you grew up in, social media, beefing, But man, for me, it's a little different, especially where I was raised, where if you say something negative about me and we're within the vicinity, I'm going to address it, and whether it ends in my face breaking your nose because I headbutt you or something like that, or we talk it out, but it's going to get fixed and resolved. It's not like the new age stuff where you just type away and get popular off of it and then get brought up on interviews from reporters and media and just making these guys famous now for talking shit, not even fighting. You're getting famous for talking shit, I'm going to learn how to type so I can get famous.
Well, so I not to bring him up, but so do you think you and Bisping, right, it's real to you? Do you think he's more like, oh, it's just shit talk? Do you think you guys have a very different opinion on...
I genuinely dislike the dude, Before it was all shits and giggles, but I was pushing my son in a stroller and this fucking idiot came up to me and started, waving his fucking hand in my face. And that's when it became a little personal to me, Just talking shit, before his fight and my fight. And but if you would have done the same thing I was doing with my kid, fuck it, But since I was with my kid, I can't stand the guy. I want to break his face, wherever it's at. Whether I do it for free or not, I want to break his face. That's what I would like to do,
Back to the other English guy whose face you want to break, Darren Till. He's been saying, he's sort of been, not feathering the nest, but he's saying that if it's one round, he sees either one of you getting starched, or if it goes 5 rounds, he sees it's a back and forth war. Do you agree with that?
I haven't been in too many wars in my career. If I've been in any wars, I'm pretty good at not getting hit, So if it goes 5 rounds, I won't be the one taking the damage, but it's a fight, anything could happen. Darren gets a lot of stoppages because he also puts himself in harm's way. He's not sitting back waiting for a perfect shot. He's creating these shots, and that's something I like about this fight. That's what everybody likes about this fight, 'cause we're going to fight. It's a fight. We both didn't train for 25 minutes of, hug the leg as hard as I can and I hope that the referee lets me do this, That's not a fight, I know a lot of guys are doing it, but is that a fight, though? I thought we were supposed to create damage. Darren comes to create damage, and so do I, so the real winners are the motherfucking fans, bro. Everybody in attendance,
So 2 more from me, just not to say he hugged his legs all night, but what did you think of Woodley and Usman? And more specifically, Woodley said that he just was in a zone where he couldn't fire off. Have you ever been in a fight in the cage or outside where you just think, fuck, my rhythm's not here? Have you ever been in moments like those?
Oh, yeah. Definitely it's happened, It happens, it sucks. It happens on your belt defense night. I didn't see the fight. I don't own a TV, and
Why not?
well, it's before everybody starts sending me TVs, all my fans and stuff. Thank you, I appreciate it, but I just don't want a fucking TV. I don't want a phone, but I have to have it because I got kids and stuff, you know. So I want to keep in contact with my kids at all moments, like right now. But if not, I wouldn't have a phone or TV. It's just a lot of stress off, you know, and all that programming and shit. I don't need that, you know what I'm saying? I like to fight. I like to eat. I love women. That's about it, you know. That outside of that, I'm really. Yeah, you know, pretty basic, simple man, you know, so a TV doesn't fit in the schedule for me, you know.
And the last one from me. You sort of teased it yesterday. You didn't say anything. What is your best Yoel Romero story?
My man.
He's not listening. You can fucking tell me. No one else is listening, promise.
I got 100,000 Joel Romero stories. He's already looking at me like, whoa, whoa. Where's this playing in? Is this like uncensored?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just swore asking you the question.
Yeah, let me think of a good one that I could say. Joel's a dog, I can tell you that much, in all sense of the word. You seen him fight, he's the same motherfucker outside of the cage. And when me and him get together and we go out, doesn't happen often because the city gets shut down. You know, we're both in Miami. It can get messy, you know. And
Are we talking drinking or women here?
I won't get into detail of what, but we'll shut London down if we were both here together, you know. And he wanted to come out here, but some shit happened, you know. So Joel kind of hypes me up, and I kind of hype him up. Like, it could get bad. I'm trying to think of a story that's not too incriminating for him, you know.
You could do a hypothetical story where hypothetically you guys were in a bar and hypothetically something happened.
Man, hypothetically, all right. Shit. We were at some hypothetical place, I think in the Americas, and hypothetically speaking, the club owners seen us, gave us maybe a bottle or two, and said these two are comped. Before I knew it, a friend of mine, which I won't mention his name, was ordering numerous bottles, you know? So now the bill's like, I don't know, bro, fucking $10,000, $15,000. I ain't paying for that shit, because I don't even like to drink like that. I like chicks to be around, but I ain't paying for their drinks either, you know? So the customer that you had asked about in question here says, I ain't paying for this shit neither. So now we got a little bit of a situation. You got two motherfuckers that are not paying for shit. We thought everything was free. We didn't know that they said these first two are free. The rest is on you guys. We didn't know that till the bill's like at 10 grand, you know? And you could imagine they brought security, they brought the club owners, and they were trying to get us to pay. I'll tell you this much, we ain't pay shit, man. We ain't pay a motherfucking dollar, man. And it was a good night. We left with a good amount of fans that night, you know, back to a place where we were able to talk strategies about fights and, you know, relate on a whole other different level. And Joel's an awesome guy, man.
Thanks, Jorge. I appreciate it.
Got it, bro.